SpaceX is set to launch the largest IPO in history, a staggering $1.77 trillion valuation, commanding a steep 94 times revenue multiple. For investors, this creates a paradox, paying a massive premium for a company whose most visible asset is a highly distracted, unpredictable founder. That unpredictability peaked in June 2025. During a public feud with Donald Trump, Musk lashed out, threatening to immediately decommission the Dragon spacecraft. At that exact moment, astronauts were actively living aboard the International Space Station, relying entirely on that very spacecraft for their survival and return. Yet behind the public chaos, SpaceX operates with mechanical precision. The company maintains a metronomic launch cadence and actively holds over $20 billion in secured government and commercial contracts. The internal reporting structure reveals a distinct divide. While Musk oversees just 4 technical leads, a second executive sits at the center of a massive operational web, directly managing 21 different teams. That executive is Gwynne Shotwell. Hired back in 2002 as employee number 7, she is the steady hand running the day-to-day execution machine. This record-breaking valuation rests entirely on this operational architect, who has spent 24 years quietly managing the business out of the public eye. While Musk dictates aggressive timelines for putting humans on Mars, Shotwell translates that ambition into reality. She calculates the exact engineering milestones and financial capital required to actually pave the road there. Her signature skill is selling rockets that haven't been built yet. In 2008, she secured the NASA Commercial Orbital Transportation Services contract, a massive deal that saved SpaceX from bankruptcy before the Falcon 1 even achieved reliable orbit. She applied that same rigorous commercialization to Starlink. By deliberately sacrificing average revenue per user, she drove a volume-first strategy that rapidly scaled the network past 10 million global subscribers by early 2026. The ultimate result of her stewardship is a relentless cadence machine. In 2025, SpaceX completed a record-breaking 165 Falcon flights, launching more mass to orbit than the rest of the world combined. That massive fleet is remarkably resilient. When the Falcon 9 suffered 3 separate groundings in 2024, Shotwell's operations team diagnosed the issues and had rockets flying again in a matter of days, at one point turning a grounded fleet around in roughly 72 hours. Her personal sales philosophy is simple: never oversell what the engineering team can actually do. This creates an ironclad layer of customer trust, completely insulating the company's revenue from the founder's habit of overpromising. Inside the aerospace industry, she is known as the cleanup. She is the executive explicitly responsible for managing the fallout whenever controversy strikes. When Musk acquired Twitter in 2022, major partners panicked. Shotwell personally cornered NASA Administrator Bill Nelson at an event to guarantee the distraction would not affect their missions, securing the confidence of their biggest government client. She defends the company's internal focus with equal force. When employees circulated an open letter criticizing Musk's behavior in 2022, Shotwell decisively fired the organizers to maintain strict alignment on the company's engineering goals. And during that explosive June 2025 feud with Donald Trump, she operated quietly behind the scenes. Acting as a Musk translator for nervous government officials, she ensured that despite the heated public rhetoric, absolutely 0 contracts were actually canceled. Being the adult in the room is a measurable financial defense mechanism. Her diplomacy prevents online noise from causing real-world operational damage. This chart breaks down the math behind the $1.77 trillion IPO. The valuation splits into 2 distinct categories: the speculative and the proven. Roughly 2/3 of that massive price tag relies entirely on unproven technologies, like orbital AI data centers and the massive Starship vehicle. This is the speculative premium attached to Elon Musk's long-term visions. The remaining 1/3 rests solidly on Gwynne Shotwell's foundation. It is backed by Starlink's $11.39 billion in operating revenue and a dominant Falcon launch franchise holding a $6.45 billion government backlog. Buying into this IPO comes with extreme key person governance risk. Following the offering, Musk will retain roughly 85% of the voting power, making him completely unremovable regardless of future behavior. Gwynne Shotwell's continued presence at the company is the single greatest mitigant to that governance risk. Her operational track record is the true anchor for investor conviction. Markets obsess over visionary founders, but compounding massive enterprise value requires an empowered, equal execution counterpart who actually builds the road to the destination.